Hey guys, this is Wolf Hoffman from Accept, and you're on Rock Overdose.
So, hi, Wolf, and welcome to Rock Overdose, Greece. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's early in the morning. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're in the middle of rehearsals. So another good day ahead of us here.
Of course, because music is above everything. And at last, we have live music after this pandemic.
That's right. At least finally it's here to, well, hopefully it's here to stay, but at least this is the beginning, after 2 years of not playing, this feels like a rebirth almost. We're all really super excited to finally do what we're here to do. This is what we do in life, and so feels like we're coming back to life in a way.
That's great. So, when is your first live event?
The first show is in about 2 weeks in somewhere near Birmingham in England. There's a festival there. What is the name again? Sorry, I forget. Some festival in England.
Great. And of course, you will visit here, Greece.
That's right. And we have, we do all festival shows this summer at about 20, 25 of them. And we also come to Greece. It's a good opportunity to, visit your beautiful country and do some headline shows as well.
I suppose you have the best memories from Greece.
Yeah, of course. Greece is fantastic and crazy, wild fans that really are into heavy metal. And this is what we love. We love people who are really into the music, who are very passionate. And Greece is certainly one of those places that is, all about heavy metal.
That's great. So, do you believe your decision to release your latest album, Too Mean to Die, during the lockdown helped the band?
I don't know that it helped or hurt. It's hard to say because we don't know what it would have been like without COVID, but we felt it was the right decision at the time because the album was ready and it wanted to I think there would have been no sense in waiting with it and holding it back because we didn't know when the times would be different or when the doors would open again. So we thought it was better to release the album so people can at least hear it, and then when the time is ready, we come out and tour for it.
So how is the feedback of the album so far, and how much did the lockdown and not touring cost to the band and the album sales?
Yeah, again, that's hard to say. I'm sure it didn't help because normally a tour is really good to promote the album and the album is good to promote the tour. So it's really almost a package that always goes together. And in this case, it is separated. So we'll have to wait and see when we actually do our headline tours for this album, which is, something that is still to come. Then we'll know how it did, So, again, hard to say. Nobody knows. This is unprecedented, so nobody has a recipe and knew what to do. But we felt this was the only logical thing to do, rather than not releasing an album.
And what about the feedback of the album?
Oh, it's fantastic. Really, this is one of the best ones out of the 5 we've done in the past. I count these last 5 albums with Mark Tornillo. That's sort of one era of Accept, or one time period that is very consistent, and we've made 5 strong albums. And some people say this last one, Too Mean to Die, is definitely one of the strongest one, if not the strongest one, at least comparable to Blood of the Nations, which was always considered an amazing comeback album and full of great songs.
That's great. And the last years, there's a new trend that bands like you, with years of experience, to be special guests and no headliners, to some other bands. Do you think this is a good way to gain new fans from new generation of metalheads?
I don't know that there's a trend, but we've done it once with Sabaton because we felt that there's a young band and they have a different style audience, a different type audience, and it was one of those package things that we've done. We personally haven't done it very often, no, but I think it's maybe not a bad idea. Yeah, why not? I mean, there's always this preconceived ideas by the fans which bands should go together and which ones shouldn't. And maybe sometimes it's a good idea to just break out of that and try new things. You know,
Why not?
so why not? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt anybody. It's not, you know, why not?
So your lineup has changed and also has been expanded with the addition of a third guitarist.
That's right. And that's amazing, I have to say. Yeah, it's really good. Really, really fantastic.
This was my question. How is this working so far, and what made you to add a third guitarist?
It really was more of a coincidence because it came about when we did this orchestra tour in 2019, Symphonic Terror, and our normal guitar or our regular guitar player Uwe Lulis was not available for that tour, so we had to find a substitute, and we found this substitute in the name of Phil Schaus, and we discovered what a great guitar player he is and what a nice person he is and how well he fits in the band and what a pleasure it is to have him around. And that's why I decided, or we decided, you know, why couldn't we have both? You know, we don't really need to decide between Uwe, the original guy, or Phil. So we just have them both. And I have to tell you, it works out fantastic. Especially during these last few weeks of rehearsals. We are rediscovering old songs, and we are rediscovering parts that were on the record that now the third guitar player can play. And it sounds like a fucking army of guitars. It's brilliant. I really enjoy it.
More full, the sound is more full.
Yeah, it's incredible. I personally, I didn't quite know how well it would work, to be honest. I thought it's just good, but I'm blown away of how good it is.
And we're looking forward. So, talking about lineup changes, the fact is that you are. It's not very often that a band that recruits a new singer is better than the old times. I have to say that you make you made it with Mark Tornillo, and because in the start everyone was a little curious how was this going without Udo. And
no, they weren't. I have to interrupt you. They weren't a little curious. They were very negative initially. Everybody said, it's never going to work. Never going to work. But you said it in a nice way. They were a little curious. Yeah.
I guess I have to be polite.
Exactly. But you know, I think it just proves what I've always felt. It's a partnership, and in a partnership, unless you have the right partner, yeah, you're right, it's not going to work. It's almost like a marriage or something, you know. Just because it didn't work once with somebody else doesn't mean that there's not the right person out there somewhere. And I think we found that right person, and he's got the right voice, he has the great attitude, he's got the looks, and he's a total metal freak. And so I think we just have a winning team here, you know.
Yes, of course. And talking about Udo, I had a chat with him, and he said, among other things, that nowadays they are not accept.
Yeah, of course. I know. What else is new? I know. Of course he's going to say that. What else is he going to talk about? See, that's the thing. If you constantly talk about something that happened 30 years ago, what does that tell you about your current,
of course,
your own career? That's all I have to say about that. Exactly. You know, I always think the proof is in the pudding. Make some great music, and the rest will sort itself out. And that's all we're trying to do.
Of course. And
we're not trying to compete with anybody. We don't have to prove ourselves. We are ACCEPT, and we make great albums. That's all I know, you know.
Yes. of course, you make great albums. That's the real thing.
Well, that's what it's all about, you know. Just
Mhm.
you know, it's and there's nothing wrong with friendly competition. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's just put whatever it is, put it in the music, and let the music speak for itself, and not everything else is just cheap talk and
Of course.
gossip.
So Greece has some of the most loyal Accept fans worldwide.
Mhm.
And it's true that every time that you play here, it's great. What should we expect from your show this year?
Yeah, man, we have to tell you, we put together a really interesting set list. We are really, this time around, because we had a little time before this tour, we really decided to change up the set list a little bit and really dig into some older classics from the 80s, but also some songs from the last 5 albums that we haven't played so much. We're just trying to break it up a little bit and probably even switch songs on the road a little more than we have been doing. You know, because when you're a touring band like we are, there's always this tendency to stick with what works. And I think that's a valid argument to say, well, if this is the best package of songs and the most people enjoy it, I personally always think like, let's stick with it. But also and on the other hand, there's people who come to more than one show, and there's people who've seen us many times and they demand something new. So, and for those people, we're trying this time around to, let's just add some other stuff so that when you come to 2 shows, it won't be exactly the same, you know.
That's really great. So looking back to all these years, what is your best moment with Accept?
Well, I mean, it sounds like a cliche, but I'd really say this last period with Mark has been the most rewarding and most fulfilling for me personally, and the most consistent in a weird way. And I say consistent because obviously it's the same singer and the same, you know, we're trying to write very similar or very same style songs. And I think those last 5 albums feel very consistent. And we also have been working with the same producer, Andy Sneap, so that there's a continuity in these last 5 albums that I'm very proud of. You know, I'm also very proud of the 80s, but of course, from album to album and from year to year, there were some larger changes in direction and obviously with singers and other band members. So I really feel like this is a very very rewarding time in my life, in our career, and it's almost better than it ever was in a strange way.
That's great.
You know, I mean, everybody's always talking about the glorious 80s, and the 80s were fantastic. Yes, they were, but they were also quite hard, and there was a lot of insecurity about finding our place in the world and finding our style. And I think we've done all that. We know who we are. We know what Accept stands for now. So that's very I feel pretty secure, I would say, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. I see. So what are your next plans with Accept?
Well, like I just said initially, we're going to do a bunch of summer festival shows. And then the big plan after that is still the headline tour in the next spring, the one that has been postponed twice, you know, first 2020, then 21, and now 20, no, hold on, it was 21, 22, and it's really going to happen in 23. I keep losing count of all the years. It's so crazy. And we're also planning on doing a US tour, and of course South America is in the works as well. Now that everything is open up again, you know, we're basically going to tour the whole world.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And what is your message to your fans, especially here in Greece?
The Greek fans, they are amazing. And you know, I just want to say hello to everybody, and I'm so proud and so grateful that we have, you know, all you guys on board for all these years. So it doesn't matter whether you're an old style fan from the 80s or somebody who discovered Accept just lately. just want to welcome you on board and say thanks for the loyalty for all those years. And I hope to see you during these shows.
Of course. So thank you very much for your time for this interview.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
We will see you. We will meet in Greece, especially Salonika.
Ah, beautiful.
Yes. Thank you very much.
All right, my man. Thank you very much.
Stay metal.
Keep the spirit out.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, you take care. Bye-bye.